Your 13-year-old daughter has been kicked out of her friend group. What do you do now? Well, let's talk about that today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families to live happier lives. I lead two organizations, Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization, Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I jump onto Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's answer today's. My 13-year-old daughter has been rejected from her friend group at school. She's miserable and feels like she now has no friends. She's begging me to change schools and every morning agonizes about going back. What can I do to help her? Thank you so much for your question. This is a tough one, and my heart really goes out to your daughter. I think many of us have had experiences of feeling rejected, feeling kicked out, and especially at 13, it's horrible. It's horrible as an adult. It's really horrible at 13 because so much of the brain development is happening around identity and how we fit in, how we belong, and she's been kicked out of one of her main sources of identity, and my heart goes out to her. The first thing I think, well, first of all, should you change schools? I don't know. That's something you guys have to really determine based on your assessment of the school, the environment of the school. Is the school really a toxic place for her and there's just no hope of her having any healing or repair? Then maybe. However, is leaving the school just her running away from her problems? And, I don't know enough about the situation to give you a definitive answer, but these are probably questions you're going to need to process and talk through. Maybe talking through it with a therapist. I don't know if that's necessary or not, but it's something to consider. But I think the important things are understanding what your daughter's going through is this feeling of rejection, of loss, of abandonment, which threatens her sense of self-worth, her sense of self-esteem. Does she belong? All these are really prevalent and need your attention too. And the first thing I think you want to focus on is allowing her to grieve, allowing her to have these feelings. Don't dismiss it. Don't say, oh, they don't deserve you. Oh, you'll be better off. That's probably going to make her feel worse because you're going to feel more alone and not understood. If you have any understanding of what it feels like to be rejected or abandoned in some way, share that. Not to make it about you, but share the understanding that, hey, I understand how this feels. Put your arm around her and let her cry on your shoulder. Maybe for a while. This is going to take some time. As she grieves, it's helping her start to recognize what she's feeling, both good and bad. Right now, she's probably not feeling a lot of good, but eventually, just the little things in her day. Hey, I really liked lasagna last night, or whatever. It could be just, something just a little better than horrible, right? And start recognizing these things because we want her to start recognizing some positives, because what happens is a trauma like this, maybe it's a small t, you realize that term trauma, is it shuts down imagination, which means is she can't imagine how taking any steps or taking any proactive steps are going to lead to her feeling better. Right now, she probably thinks, I'm going to feel like this forever, which she's not, but she doesn't understand that. And you telling her that is probably not going to make her understand it any better. But if she can start focusing on a little bit of positives, she can start opening up some of that imagination, recognizing, oh, if I join the track team, there are some people on that track team who might be okay. Maybe I'll make some new friends there. Or maybe I'll work backstage at the school play and make some friends there. It doesn't really matter what it is. It doesn't matter that she's doing something. Talking to the school counselor about maybe are there other friend groups that may be a little more amenable to her hanging out with and joining in. If your daughter's also on social media, she may want to eventually stop following those friends because it's just going to rehash and just expose herself to that trauma over and over and over again. She probably just needs some distance as much as she can, even though they're all in the same school. This is going to take time. This is not an easy fix. There is no easy fix with this. And again, possibly talking to a therapist who focuses on kids and teens may be a support for her that she needs, but it's up to you to decide if that's what she needs. Anyways, that is our question for today. Thank you very much. I know we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg. on this. There's so much more going on here, but I think it needs to be addressed with tender, loving care. My name is Kent Toussaint with Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit Child and Teen Counseling. And if you'd like me to answer your question, email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com or direct messages right here on social media. We love your questions. Thank you so much. I will see you next Wednesday, and have a good week. Bye-bye.